Not so good morning, Flames fans. If you're here, you've probably already heard the news that yet another big deal for the Calgary Flames has fallen through. So today I'm here to complain with you.
You're Locked On Flames, your daily podcast on the Calgary Flames. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What a change of direction in the last, 12 hours or so. You know, I've been up for like an hour and a half now because I woke up to do an assignment at last minute. And then like 30 seconds into me waking up, I saw the news I saw Elliot Friedman tweet, hearing Vegas and Buffalo got a deal done overnight. I was ready to come on here and like have streamers, like literally throw a party on the YouTube channel and like blow up balloons, like have a party hat. Like I was ready. Okay. I was ready for the Flames to finally take that step into greatness. They were ranked number 8 in the Locked On NHL Power Rankings this week. And now they just set themselves back for another, 5 years. I'm so upset, you guys. If you listen to another Flames podcast, you probably listened to the Barn Burner, and I was freaking out with Audie this morning, and we're just so angry. Jack Eichel to Vegas is happening. Apparently, Matthew Tkachuk, Valimaki, and a draft pick or another roster player wasn't good enough. But let me pull up the details of the actual trade. I'm sorry. I am actually like I'm flying off the cusp this morning because I'm so frustrated. So it's Jack Eichel and this year's third round draft pick, or sorry, next year. No, it is this year's third round draft pick to Vegas for Peyton Krebs and Alex Tuch and a first for this year as well. You know what? At least Jack Eichel can get his surgery and ruin our lives in the Pacific Division. Am I right? Why work with us when you can work against us? It seems like a great day to be on the anti-Jack Eichel train, but I can't relate because I enjoy watching good hockey. I can't even formulate thoughts right now. I'm so upset and so irritated that Brad Treliving and this is his 8th season technically, I think, and he has yet to do anything stellar. Like I'm trying really hard not to swear because this is a family-friendly show, but has he done anything besides the Iginla? No, I don't even think the Iginla signing was under him. Was it? But, like, he has not done anything to prove that he is worthy of a general manager position in this league, this organization, this league, anything. You know why? Because he enjoys mediocrity. His check's clear and he's fine. He is perfectly fine just sitting on his hands and just waiting. And just waiting. Because apparently that's all we do here in Calgary is just sit and wait. Also, speaking of Calgary, I woke up this morning and it was like 25 degrees Fahrenheit, and my heat hasn't kicked on, so that's why I would have gotten dressed for this, but now I'm just in like a 3X sweatshirt. Anyways, sorry if you're watching on YouTube. That's why I look like this. I am so frustrated, and I have like only been like a quote unquote fan of this team for 2.5 seasons. You guys have been doing this like your entire life. How do you do it? How do you do it? Uh, Coming up next, we're just gonna keep talking about this because I truthfully do not understand what could have gone wrong. But first, let's talk about BetOnline AG. So you no longer have to bet where Jack Eichel's going to land. You might want to start betting on like the Olympics. Can you bet on the Olympics? Is that a thing? BetOnline AG will tell you because they are your online sportsbook experts. They have an entirely new redesigned website, mobile site as well, and they're here for you. They're here for you to help you win money, and they're offering you a Locked On exclusive deal, which would be a 50% welcome bonus with your first deposit, and all you have to use is promo code Locked On. So head on over to BetOnline AG today, check out their website, make your first deposit, and of course, use promo code Locked On. Thank you so much for making Locked On Calgary Flames your first listen of your day. It is unfortunate that this is what we are talking about today, and we are not celebrating. So let's just jump right back into it. The supposed deal last night was Tkachuk, Valimaki, potentially Dustin Wolf, potentially, not certain, and I believe 2 draft picks. I'm glad that they still have Dustin Wolf in the system. I'm glad that Tkachuk's a Flame for, I don't know if they even re-sign him. I don't know what to do. I'm sure that Buffalo, the more that I like sit down and rationalize this, I'm sure that Buffalo knew that they weren't going to be able to re-sign Tkachuk, because who wants to stay in Buffalo? Clearly no one. And I think that deep down that, I don't know. People are just making good points left and right that the fact that they can't afford to, like, there's nothing attractive about Buffalo to make Tkachuk resign. That's why they had to go with Vegas. God, what for once I wish I was a second pick. My God, second choice. God, sounds so nice. So yeah, the Flames have just completely crapped themselves once again. It's not the actual Flames, it's management. And are we surprised? No, because we go through this every year. They couldn't get a Johnny extension done over the summer. They couldn't work it out with Seattle to keep Gio. They couldn't get Jack Eichel. Were they part of the Taylor Hall sweepstakes? I don't think they were. But you know who they could get? Blake Coleman. And you know what? This is no shade to Blake Coleman, but I'm glad we got him. Very glad we got Blake Coleman. But why the freakity freak would you not want to add Jack Eichel to your list? I'm so sorry if you're listening to this with headphones. I'm just channeling my inner Steve Dangle, and I'm so freaking upset. How on earth do you mess this up so badly? Like, why don't you say, hey, instead of Tkachuk, we will give you, I don't even want to say this. I don't want to say it. We'll give you Johnny Gaudreau. Ugh, that sounded disgusting because I never wanted that to be part of the deal. Matthew Tkachuk is not part of the Flames' long-term plan. Okay? Like, we all need to just, like, come to terms with that. Matthew Tkachuk is not meant for Calgary. He is meant for a larger market and somewhere where he can go be a superstar like St. Louis. And it's very obvious, okay? Like, it's very, 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 very obvious that he does not plan on sticking around in Calgary for his career. I don't blame him. I probably have better chance of winning, and I don't even know, literally anywhere. But I think he wants to go home and continue the Tkachuk legacy in St. Louis. I think that just Calgary isn't the right market for him, and I don't mean that in any sort of disrespectful way at all. I just think that it's very difficult to afford a player like him under the cap restraints that we are under. And I would much rather have Mangiapane. who is developing at a much faster and, much faster rate, and he has a better shot, a better release, like, he's a much faster skater and doesn't find himself under a lot of scrutiny so far, and, I think Matthew Tkachuk is a fantastic hockey player, like, I'm not trying to dog him, but I just think that it's very clear that he does not have much time left in Calgary. And I'm sorry. It's just the truth. It's very much the truth. And you wish nothing but the best for these guys, but to have it messed up so badly that like you don't land like the hottest center, like literally the hottest player on the market. Um you just got to suck at your job. You literally have to suck at your job when you look at the Vegas package versus what you were going to offer them, and you can't come up with a compromise. You can't you can't you can't do that. You can't you can't do your job. It's kind of embarrassing, and it's not very attractive in a deal, like I'm sorry if I'm just kind of rambling. I don't have an outline like I normally do. I'm just so upset that once again the Flames fall second. They fall short, whether it be a playoff spot, not landing a free agent, sucking, and now you couldn't even come up with a package for Jack Eichel. This is almost as embarrassing as like when the Sabres agreed to trade Taylor Hall to Boston, and they just were like, yeah, just we'll take Anders Bjork in a second. Anders Bjork in Boston at the time was bouncing between the NHL and the AHL. So you're telling me that no other team could do that? Oh my god, you guys. I haven't had coffee. I'm barely awake. I'm so angry. And I just personally think that it's time to fire Brad Treliving. It's time. Like, I understand that he has next year on his contract as well, but it's time. You have to hold someone accountable for this, and it's Brad Treliving. And not interviewing anyone last year, and instead just bringing Jeff Ward back when Gallant was out there. And I believe Laviolette was still out there as well. I could be very wrong with that, but I'm almost positive like there were still big names on the market for a coaching position. And instead you just bring back Jeff Ward. And I give you credit for enticing Daryl Sutter to get off the farm, get off the plow machine, and come hang out with us in Calgary behind the bench for a little bit. But it's just been so many slip-ups since I started covering this team, where I have finally been like, okay, incompetence. The one thing that I do give him credit for is being able to draft okay. I mean, he drafted Dustin Wolf, drafted I'm pretty sure he drafted Valimaki. I don't have the list in front of me. I'm sorry. But he went out and signed Mangiapane, who was undrafted OHL free agent. So, like, he sees potential in these players, but he still can't land anything that matters to help elevate you to that next level. And it's just gotten to the point where, like, as an outsider, this is embarrassing. Like, I'm not like, the Flames aren't my number one team. And I hate saying that. Like, but I grew born and raised in Boston. The Bruins are my number one team. But I have people texting me saying, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry that Brad Treliving sucks at his job." Yeah, me too. And I feel more bad for the fans, like the diehard fans, the fans who've been here for their entire lives who just haven't seen really any success. You had that one Stanley Cup, and ever since then it's just kind of been And then there are moments where it can pick back up and you might be able to find some positivity. Like we were certain that the Eichel deal was getting done. And then they backed out, or they being Buffalo, or Calgary, because I don't know. I don't know how you do it. But I it's been a busy 12 hours, to say the least. I don't understand how much embarrassment this team can handle. You know, we missed the playoffs last year in the COVID season, the shortened season, and in one of the most pathetic divisions, most boring divisions to probably ever exist. And you know why you miss it? Because of mismanagement that went on all season. Brad Treliving doesn't want to step on anyone's toes and make a coach quit, make players unhappy. But he couldn't even, like, we're past doing the bare minimum. Like, he won't even touch it with a 10-foot pole. So, I don't know. Please sound off on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at Jess Belmosto. And if you're watching on YouTube, it's right on the screen. But at what point do you start holding your general manager accountable? Because there have been GMs fired for a lot less. And I'm starting to look at the owners and say, hey, wake up. Wake up. It's time. But coming up next, we are going to talk about the Calgary Flames playing hockey tonight. But first, just kidding. There aren't any ad reads today for the second segment. Love this for me. But no, the Flames do play hockey tonight, and somehow they have to go out there and be like, woohoo! Let's continue this point streak after losing to the Predators. Woohoo. So they're going to be playing the Dallas Stars tonight. And I honestly, I'm going to look them up right now because it's been a hot minute since I've paid attention to the Stars. So this is the first time that the Stars have actually played the Flames since the bubble. Yeah, because they didn't play each other at all last year. But sorry, I'm pulling up the just an article. But so the Stars have the 5th ranked power play and the 10th ranked penalty kill. Oh no, I'm sorry, those were the Flame stats. 13th ranked power play and 21st ranked penalty kill. Joe Pavelski has 9 points. No, he has 4 points. I'm sorry. This article layout is so weird. Tyler Seguin has 5 points. And Miro Heiskanen has 7. And the only thing that's going to win this team a hockey game is consistency. That's it. You got to play the full 60 minutes. Like, there's nothing else to it. The Flames need to play a full 60. Jamie Benn scored his first goal of the year Tuesday night. They lost to the Winnipeg Jets. So I guess that's what happens when you're Jamie Benn. But no, I think that this will be an interesting lineup. truly forgot that Braden Holtby plays for the Stars now. Right? He plays for the Stars. It's so weird. So much has changed. I feel like last season didn't actually happen. Yeah, Braden Holtby plays for the Stars. Um, okay. Oh, so defenseman John Killenberg and goaltender Braden Holtby left the Dallas Stars season opener against the Rangers with injuries. I don't know if he's back. Oh, he lost his straight third goal game the other night. He has a record of 2-3-1. This is embarrassing, to be quite honest, because Braden Holtby used to eat the Bruins alive, and the fact that he just kind of sucks now is embarrassing. But no, I think that the Flames just have to keep on trucking. There's really no other option. Sitting and dwelling in the fact that you're not getting Jack Eichel, even after his 4-month recovery time from this surgery or the Olympics. You just have to move on, because you know what? You might not have Jack Eichel at 1C, but you have a very attractive Elias Lindholm, okay? What he can't do on the ice, he makes up for genetically. And I can't believe I'm saying that, because that can be taken out of context and make me look like I'm only here because I find him attractive. No, I'm just telling you, look at the bright side. Look at the bright side, besties, okay? We have to find something. And if finding players attractive is the bright side to all of this, that's what we're going to do. But the Flames are still on a point streak, okay? Do not get it twisted. They might have lost the other night to they might have lost to Nashville. But that doesn't mean that they can't bounce back against these Cowboys. Okay? Just realized that probably makes it sound like I'm saying Dallas Cowboys, but the Stars. Yeehaw. I truthfully have nothing left to offer this team at the moment. Like I said, I haven't had coffee. It is just about 9 o'clock Eastern time, so y'all are probably starting to wake up. So I will get this podcast to your feeds. And thank you all so much for tuning into another episode of Locked On Flames. Thank you so much for making Locked On Flames your first listen of the day. And follow me on Twitter at JustBelmosto. And go check out Locked On Vegas, or Locked On Golden Knights, to see their reaction. I'm sure that they haven't even woken up to the news yet. So, and I will catch y'all on Twitter tonight during the game. Bye-bye.